Hello, period.
No.
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 No? What's going on? First and second period. And no, not first and second period. So wait, it's shoot. I forgot. It's period 1 7, period 4 5, and then period 5 6, right? No. Wait, what's the 7th? Because we're doing a 7th grade one too.
Oh, 2 3.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. Hey, this is Mikey from first and 7th period. I'm about to do a hip hop beat tutorial just for you guys to do for your PowerPoint. This is for Miss James's class, so yeah, let's get into it. So right here is our dashboard. Right here is a zoom in. We're gonna scroll this out just so you can see what's going on. This is called the centroid. Basically, that's where all your sounds are going to be right here. This is the master output. If this is pretty much all you need to know about this is this cord needs to be plugged into that. So when I start off my beats, usually I start off with an audio track, and you can click it once, you hold it, and you can drag it on there. I usually drag it off like straight next to the centroid just to kind of make it neat. So right here, so there's really all you need to know right here. There's a plus, and then there's this little wavy thingy. And you click that, and these are all where all your presets are. So you can see this. Is that? But since we're doing like hip hop kind of trap, I don't know. Let's just Migos. Let's see what pops up real quick. Yeah, I like this. Alright, I think we'll do that. So we're gonna click this, we're gonna hold it, and we're gonna drag it onto here. So right here, there's these numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, blah blah blah. These are all measures, and a beat falls onto each measure. So and then it's gonna kind of restart at measure 5 and keep going. And then it should end there, wherever you go. So right here, just gonna drag this out. We're gonna drag the sample out just a little farther, maybe to like 17 measures. And this little white line indicates that the sample has ended. So from right there, when I usually get a decent lead, oh wait, so right here it's 132 beats per minute. BPM means beats per minute. And the reason why it sounds way different from here is because this one's faster and this one's slower. In a way, I kind of like it slower, but if you don't like it, then you can always change it by going right here. This number, 120, indicates the beats per minute. So it says double click to set BPM. Just double click right here. You can type in any number. The beats per minute right here is 132, so we'll just press 132 and then press enter. And then from there, it should sound exactly like the sample. But I'm going to switch it back to 120 because I kind of like that little slow vibe. So we're going to go back to the plus, and we're going to drag in something called a machinist. And this right here is a drum machine, basically. So I put on all of my drum sounds here. And we're going to zoom in real quick. And so you don't really need to kind of use these knobs for right now. That's just kind of to add some like twist to your song or whatever. So we'll just do a hat. And then say Trapaholics. It's perfect. So we're gonna click it. Remember from how we used to do this sample, how we clicked it and we dragged it on. But instead of dragging it onto this little bar area right here, we're gonna drag it onto this blue area, this square, and you should highlight the first one. So right there. So there's our sample, and you can always put the notes in like this. So we're just gonna do a simple 8th note pattern. But but I'm going to teach you a little bit more advanced because it's always good to start off a little advanced, right? So right here, below the BPM, you're going to click Audio Track, and then you should see Machinist. Really, when I'm kind of like, I like to organize my things very well. So I'll just double click this, double click the name Machinist, click that, press delete, and then I'll put, this is going to be the hat Machinist. So I'll just type in hat. And then from there, I'll just click Audio Track, and I automatically know that this is the one that's going to be doing the hats. So from right here, there's a little drop down menu, and the first one is Note Track. So from your Note Track, it should automatically pop up. You just click Note Track, and then there should be another line underneath Audio Track. So from there, you're going to double click this little first box right here. There should be a red box. It pops up, and you can always drag it out to the number of measures that you have for that. So that's our sound right there. This little keyboard, really all you need to know is your first sound is always going to be at this note right here. Just make sure that it's at that note. This right here, we're going to extend to the 5th measure so that it kind of lines up with that. So right here is kind of like our different notes. This is how I do my hat rolls. So we're just going to do 1/8, which is 8th notes. We're just going to keep placing. Double click on this little box right here to place a note. Double click, double click, double click, double click, so forth. And then from right here, we're going to make this smaller. And then we're going to click 132 to make a hat roll. And from there, the notes start to get smaller, which kind of makes it a hat roll. You'll understand what I'm saying. It's a lot of like, it's used in a lot of southern rap music. And then from there, we're just going to keep extending it to the 8th notes. So let's see how it sounds from there. So that little placement right there, that's the 32 notes, which is kind of the hat roll. And I usually, I place a lot of rolls in my songs. They give the song sort of the style that I like to do. So keep going to 8, 32, and keep in mind, you can place this as much as you want. You can be very creative with it. Make your own style with it. So maybe we'll just do 132 right here, and then skip 1, and then go like that. And then continue the 8th note pattern right here. Alright, so let's see how that sounds. Oh, I messed up. So this little part right here, this little 132 note, we're going to go back, click 132, so that's kind of how the notes match up. That little part right there is messed up, so I got to fix that. Click that, make it 4, and we're just going to click right here on this little 4. We're going to click it so that it can just start right there for now. Okay, that sounds pretty good. It's a little kind of. So let's play it again. And it's just going to repeat. So depending on the measures that you do, you could legit go up to all the way to 17. You could go infinite, but I usually like to do 5 measure patterns. So that's just the hats, guys. I know it seems like a lot of work, but it's worth it in the end. So I usually just use one machinist for every drum pattern. So from there, we're going to start doing the snares. And the snares kind of lay the beat down. I usually do the snares first to keep the tempo a little bit. But let's just go Trapaholics snare. And right here, in this little search bar, you can just click it once, and you can search up anything, really. You could search up a lot. Just gonna look up trap snare. I don't really like that one. That one doesn't really. Okay, yeah, that sounds pretty good. So we're gonna drag that on here. And remember what we did with the hats, we're going to rename this to kind of organize it a little better. Snare. Double click this right here. That's the snare. So we're gonna click audio track like we did. Same thing with the hats. We're gonna go over no track. Double click this first one, and we're gonna extend it all the way to 17 measures. And same thing, we're gonna do a 5 measure sequence for this snare. Make sure you turn down this, because if you place a note and it sounds really weird, just make sure that you turn this, because like look, I can have it on 18 notes, and look, I'll place the snare and it'll sound really weird. But then I go and check and see, oh, 8T. I should probably just put it like that. So usually, you feel where the snares are coming. You can just feel it. You don't really have to have any musical talent with snares. You just know that at this moment, it needs to go on. So it's... So just place that right. Okay, but we're not done. We're gonna add some auxiliary to that snare just to give it a little bit more pop. So I like this snare. It's called Nero Snare. I'm gonna type that in, and I think it's the second one. Yeah, it's from right here. And then we're gonna do that little effect that you hear in southern trap music. So we're gonna place that right there and see how that sounds. Yeah, so we'll do that to that. Or you can just, like I said, add your own style to it. So I used to just do. So we'll do that. And then we'll keep it simple like that. But I also like to add a lot of different snares going so that your brain picks up on a bunch of different of these sounds and it keeps you interested in it. So yeah. So from there, we're gonna click another machinist, drag it on, and now we're gonna do the kicks. Remember to rename that so that you have sort of organization. Click this, and we're gonna look up kick, or I guess trap kick, because we're gonna get a bunch of different varieties of kicks which are not for this genre. Yeah, I like this kick. It's called X kick. I usually layer my 808s with that, so X kick. From there, we're just gonna go kick, no track, oh, a snare, no track, double click on the first measure, and there you go. 17 measures, drag it out to 5, and then right here, we're already at 8 notes, so we're already good. Okay, so I think it needs a little bit more pop. I think it needs to be just a little louder. So we're gonna add something called an exciter, which is an effect, which you can turn up the wetness on it, and it basically makes the kick like pop more. So right here we're gonna drag it on next to it, and there's an input and an output chord. So this output chord should go to the centroid. Look. Oh yeah, by the way, all these chords go to the centroid, and the centroid is pretty much the main thing, like I stated before. So this in chord should, yeah, so from right here, there's an input chord and an output chord. So the input chord should always go to the point, to the machinist that you're doing, or it could be anything else. It could be a Heisenberg, which I'll go in one of my other tutorials. And there's an in one, and you just click it right here. There should be a blue line, and you can drag it. And this blue line should go all the way to the top of the output chord, right here on the machinist. Right here. Just click that, and it runs through the exciter all the way to the centroid. So there's this preset right here. You right click this little white space in the exciter, and you click load preset. And same thing as anything else on the search bars. It's called Oshi Kick, spelled just like that. Enter, and it's the first one that pops up. It's by Jeremy 2003. That's a really cool guy. Shout out to him. So right here, it's gonna give the kick a little bit more pop. So we're gonna turn up the wetness right here to kind of make the kick kind of just pop, actually. And you'll realize that it has a deeper sound. Actually, we're gonna make the kicks kind of go off of the 808. So the 808's gonna hit, and then the kick's gonna hit to give it some more pop. Okay, so that's perfect. Actually, I think it's good. You can turn it down, which kind of makes it very dry. Just kind of the original sample, or you can turn it all the way up if you want some really hard kicks. But I keep it at a good, maybe like 30, 45 is good. And when you want to turn something up and down on an exciter or anything, actually, you just hold it and then you drag it up or you drag it down. Up is for more wetness, dry is for damper sounds. But I usually only use exciters for my kicks. Just saying. But you can use them for anything else. So, next thing, we're going to start adding the 808s. So we're going to add another machinist. And you already know what comes next. First thing we do. What do you think it is? 808. Yeah. I'm going to click that up. Rename it to 808 so keep it more organized. Keep saying organized. Probably should stop saying organized, but...
So no check. Right here. And drag this out to 17 bars. And 5 measures is good. And we need an 808 sound. So I have a bunch of these saved on my own account, but this is Oakley's account, so yeah. Just start an 808 kick.
Or just
oh no,
straight up.
something went wrong. You broke my computer,
Straight.
Mikey.
Yeah, this is it right here. So, this is the 808 that I usually use for my songs. It's got a cool, like, rap feel to it. And for my 808s, I go crazy with my 808s. So there's something called a Graphical EQ. It's used for cutting out sounds that you don't need, but I don't use it for that. I'm a savage. I use it for boosting my 808s. So we're going to load the preset. So here's the part. We're going to click this little white space, right click it, and load preset. Right here, we're just going to click up, I think it's breezy, heavy kicks. Right here, it's the first one. And you click apply, and there you go. There's your very bumping 808. I wonder how this will sound in Miss Tame's speakers. Probably very loud.
So, there we go. So yeah, let's play the 808s.
I'm not going to go into pitching 808s right now, because that's kind of a little bit advanced. But to finish off the beat, I'll add some auxiliary percussion. So, actually, in place of a Nero Snare, I can do a bongo. So we're gonna go back here, and then same with the snare. You just double click to reopen it, and then so. Yeah, so it's gonna be the regular snare is gonna go. It doesn't sound too good. Hold on, we're gonna try to see how it's. Why wouldn't it let me click it? I'm angry. I'm starting to get angry.
My mouse. I think my mouse doesn't like give me the mouse.
If you click it once, I'm gonna be mad.
You broke my mouse.
No, I shall wait. No, no, it's
Mikey,
working perfectly.
what have you done?
No, wait,
No,
you click
wait.
the modulation on it. What the heck? Alright. Actually.
There
Okay,
you
this
go.
is working.
I
Okay.
fixed it. It's
Alright,
'cause
so
the
we had a little bit of a
modulation.
technical problem with
I
the
fixed it.
thing.
The modulation fixed it. You're welcome.
The Oakley did it. He's a genius. Just kidding.
Magical.
Nah, you're not magical. You wish you were magical, kid. Gives a cool Metro Boomin type to it. That's kind of my my idol, so I look up to him a lot. So I don't know. Now I'm kind of going back to that 132 thing. So let's try it and let's see the beat at 132. So yeah, I think it sounds better faster, in my opinion. So yeah, auxiliary percussion. We're gonna need
Seems like a 20-minute
some.
long video, short, like 5 minutes.
We're gonna add some auxiliary percussion. Drag it down. Remember, all these different sounds on this keyboard. This is the first snare, second snare, bongo, third hat. So just keep that in mind when you're making a beat. So I don't think the hats need to be too aggressive, so we'll turn them down a little bit. So, right there. Turn down the snares a little bit too. So in the centroid, all these little knobs right here, they all control different sounds. And the way I can tell which sounds they are is by like kind of see the hats are a straight pattern, so we'll look for a straight pattern, and that's a channel 2. You can see that it's just kind of going tap, 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 tap. So whenever the snares hit, you can see that channel 3 kind of bounces. So that's snares. I also think the kicks and the snares are going into red, which means that they're pretty loud, so we'll turn those down a little bit. We'll keep the kicks up. Kicks kind of layer everything. So right now, and then we're gonna turn that down a little bit. It should be faint, so that you notice it if you're really listening, but you don't if you're really not. So right here, I just hold this, and there should be like that thing, you know, on your computer home, where you on your computer home when you just like mess around and you're bored, and you hold it, and then you just like do this on your computer home. Basically, we're gonna finally put that to use. I know. So you hold that, you drag it all the way to this red part. Don't get the green part, because this is just the red part. The red part is the beat. The green part is the lead. So we're going to drag that all the way to the 9th measure, because we're going to have this little amigo thing play all the way to the 9th measure, and then the beat's going to come in. And then we'll see how it sounds from there. Have a better idea. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag the beat all the way to the 17th measure, and then only have some aspects of the beat come in at the 9th measure, so that it kind of builds up to it. You get some aspects of it, but then when it actually hits you, you're like, whoa, kid, what's wrong with you? You're too good. So you can see right here, this is why I do it, because when I do stuff like that, I know what's going on. So we're gonna have the 808s, and then we're gonna have we'll do the snares, and we'll see how that sounds. And then at the 17th measure, everything's just gonna come in. Yeah, well, that's it. We'll just play the beat through one more time, and then I think we're done, actually. guys, well, I'll stop it right there. You can do this on actually anything. You could go onto your grandmother's really bad computer and do this if you want.
My really bad computer.
Yeah, your computer's actually pretty good.
No, it's trash.
So-
It's actually trash.
So, yeah. I hope this helped you, and I hope you guys enjoy this. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and this is Mikey signing out.